I've got something a little different for y'all in the truck house this evening. This is a 2016 Ram. Let's take a look at it. So this is someone I work with in the Coast Guard's truck. They drive this thing about an hour to work every day, maybe more than an hour. And it's got a pretty, well, actually, let me see if y'all can guess what is wrong with this thing and why it's in my shop based on the video of me pulling it in. So it may not be apparent in that video, but let me know what your best guess is based on what this is. 5.7 liter, full wheel drive, crew cab, short bed, Ram. If any of that means anything to you, let me know what you think it might be. And with that, I want to get in a little bit to why this thing's in here. So pretty excited. This is actually my first paying customer in my truck house. So all this stuff around me, all this junk is my junk that I'm really dedicated to finishing. I'm out here after working on weekends trying to get about 4 or 5 trucks into 2 nice trucks. So old Patina 67, trying to make that a four-wheel drive crew cab, high boy style, all original old stuff. I guess it's not original because I'm stealing it from other trucks, but it was original at one time from 1967. All the parts and pieces are pretty old. Then I have this rig, 2016 diesel, that I'm putting this rusty crew cab body on. So I'll have a cool resto mod, old school body, new school interior, frame, diesel engine, four-wheel drive, all that stuff. Has great axles under it. And then I'll have an old school leaf sprung, four-wheel drive, manual, just manly truck. I can throw, you know, stuff in the back of it and go beat on it in the woods. So with that, I'm taking a little break from that. As you know I do. I have what you would call ADHD, so I bebop all over between these different projects. Thankfully, my wife puts up with all my crap because I'm doing all this in cash, and I'm pretty good at buying and selling, at least so far. I've made my fair share of financial, you know, ups and downs, but currently we're doing pretty good because I'm being very meticulous about all my purchases, and all these parts here are paid for. And with that, she, you know, is pretty willing to let me keep going because I make money off this stuff. So with that, I have a paying customer here. Now, typically coworkers, I just kind of help out best I can, hook them up if they need something welded, or, you know, they need to get on the lift for some reason. I'll let them come over here and do that. And I've done that many times, but this is a bigger project here. This thing has a major issue that is going to take a ton of work and has been quoted thousands of dollars at a shop. So let me explain what's wrong with this thing. Just grab my flashlight, and while we're getting into this, I want to say the payment for this should be a video in itself. We're going to be doing a little bit of a trade here, but typically, like I said, I get like a 12-pack of beer or something for working on somebody's, you know, truck or helping them out using the lift. This is a major project that I'm taking on by myself, and I'll be getting paid for it. And we'll talk more about that because I'm excited about basically what we're trading to get this work done. My time for something I really want. So we'll get back to that later on. So right now I'm going to pop the hood. I did pull the latch underneath, or under the dash, and then I finally figured out how this Dodge latch works. You can see I've got close quarters in here, but I wanted to keep my truck in here out of the weather, and I just have to be careful not to bump my head. But as you can see, I have room to walk around here. I just got to watch out for the rear axle. But in here, you can see, let me get my flashlight going here. A lot of oil up here. That's just from, you know, topping it off and everything, but you can kind of see there's some oil action right there, and I'll show you underneath. It's pretty severe. So I pulled this truck in about 4 hours ago, and you can see it's got a nice little puddle already. I'll be cleaning up, and oh man, she is nasty. So let's check out where this oil's coming from. You can see oil all, I hear a mosquito sprayer outside. You can see oil all on the front drive shaft, transmission, and everything. Starter. Let me get in here. I need 2 hands to scoot. Ugh. All right, so with my light hopefully cooperating, you can see we got a ton of oil coming up on the driver's side of the engine, And it looks like the highest point is, can you see, right up there? And that's actually the valve cover there where all the coils and everything attached to. I think I'm saying that right from what I can see down here. Don't know how the lighting is, but it's from way up on the engine and it's leaking all the way down here and making a complete mess of everything. But that's not the only issue with this thing. Remember how I said he has over an hour commute? He drives this thing quite a bit, and at some point that leak started to be really severe, as you can see it is now, and this thing got low on oil and caused some issues. These are commonly known for having lifter issues because they have that cylinder deactivation stuff. I think y'all could tell me more about it. All I know is what parts need to be replaced, and I'm going to be watching YouTube videos, double checking, making sure I do everything in the right order, take this thing all the way apart and replace the cam, lifters, you name it, whatever's in this kit to fix this problem. I'm going to be taking this whole situation apart here. Intake's coming off, the whole top area here. Let's see here. You can kind of see on the driver's side how this is clean. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. Got clean, no oil there. And then on this side, that's where all that oil is coming from. And it's easier to see from below, but we got a nasty leak starting up here, and it all kind of drips back and runs down the exhaust. So all this got to come off, and really to get to it, I'm going to be taking probably the radiator out, all kinds of stuff, the whole belt, alternator, everything you can imagine, all the way down to like the heads coming off, the cam lifter, the valve springs, like just whatever. I'm not even an engine guy. This is the first time I'll be really diving into an engine this severe, but I'm excited to do it. I've got, you know, the shop tools and time, and I want to get this thing fixed, make it right for my buddy in the Coast Guard, and then also make some cool, exciting new content for y'all, because you've seen my truck 100 times if you've watched my channel, and it's, you know, kind of just sitting here slowly making one weld at a time, doing little progress. So hopefully we can do a quick turnaround with this thing, get it driving again, and get rid of this nasty sound. Let's hear this lifter tick. Let me know what y'all think. Do you have any tips for me before I get started? Sounds like it's got a little bit of a misfire too. It's kind of shaking a little weird. I want to hear what you think is wrong with this Ram, but my suggestion was to do the MDS delete kit, basically getting rid of the cylinder shutoff. To my knowledge, that's a common issue with these. Also just the lifters in general having issues with lubrication. So we have a box of parts that I suggested my buddy to order, and I want to go through that, and I want to get any feedback from y'all before I tear into this thing. I'm going to go ahead and put this video up and see what y'all think if we can get rid of this. There's also some potential exhaust sounds you can get that sound like lifter tick. With that oil leak we have though, I'm a little bit leaning towards, yeah, it's the lifters. Like, he brought this problem to me as I think I have bad lifters. So oil leak, got to a low oil level, has some valve train noise. It's kind of intermittent, but it also seems like it's misfiring. And then I do think we have maybe some exhaust manifold noises as well at cold start, but that's pretty common and sounds separate from our issue. So let's see what we have in this box. I might not get too deep in the explanation of what we have in here, but I'll kind of show a picture of what all's in this kit. You can always just look it up too, but this is from, let's see, AMS. Pretty commonly used thing. There's reviews up and down. Several people saying like user error, install error, which I'm gonna try to avoid as best as possible by watching other people's videos and learning from their mistakes, and just take my time with it. Going into it like I don't know what I'm doing, and then, you know, not getting ahead of myself, kind of taking my time. and we'll see how that goes. I don't know why this box kind of smells good. It's kind of funny. It smells like cologne a little bit. It's weird. All right, so we have a bunch of gaskets here. We've got the exhaust, looks like manifold gaskets, which that could be part of our sound, so we can get rid of that right there. And then looks like valve cover gaskets, all kinds of gaskets. This looks like a ton of gaskets. I don't want to replace this many gaskets, but it's kind of where we're at. So you can see here, we got all kinds of stuff here that I need to replace. And these little caps here, I don't even know what these are for, so I'm gonna have to learn that, and y'all will kind of watch with me and learn. If you know what this is, go ahead and tell me. Little blue caps for something. All right, cool. So there's that. I like carbureted old stuff. These old Fords that are still running. I got a straight 6300 outside. Started right up, moved my stuff around in that van, and then I got old 352 V8 Ford motors. I like the old simple stuff. Meanwhile, I have a new 6.7 diesel completely taken apart in here that has all the wires and bells and whistles and all the plastic on it, but I like that too. So I like a little bit of everything, and I like Dodge, Chevy, Ford, all that good stuff. So y'all stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. I might have who knows what, a truck just like yours on there. And let me know what you drive in the comments. All right, so I got something in a box here. I don't know what this is, but I have two of them, and I'm kind of getting like lifter vibes off of these boxes. So let's see what we have here. Not shake that up too much. There's my blade there. Yep, here we have some lifters, and they came out of their little packaging, their little rack they sit in, but you can see the lifters here. So a common issue with these is this will stop spinning and then wear the cam out, and you just end up having a bad time because it will just ruin the cam and the lifter, and you get that noise because they're kind of smacking each other and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. You can also bend the push rod like that. So this is 4. There should be another set here, and then I wonder what's in the other box. How many lifters are even in this freaking thing? I'm about to figure that out. So it's probably something I should know going into this. I thought there was 8, but is there more? I don't know. We'll see. So all these should be fixed because it's not the variable like MDS situation anymore. So they don't shut off and collapse. So it should just be normal. And then yeah, there's more of them. So I guess there's 2 per cylinder. You tell me, how does this work? How many lifters does this thing have in it? I'm about to figure this out. However many it's got, I'm placing all of them. So that's how many you got there. That's a big seal for something, more gaskets. And then here's some serious bolts. That looks good. Nice big bolts, lots of bolts. That's a good sign. And then I have a Diablo Sport tuner to tell the truck that, hey, you don't have, you know, the MDS anymore, and that's okay. So it doesn't try to do anything crazy with that. And then this must be the cam. I have never installed a Lopi cam or any kind of cam, and this is a Mopar factory-ish cam. So we advise that based off of, and by we I mean me, but I looked on the, you know, the internet to figure out which cam to put in this thing. Went with the Mopar one versus the MS, just based off of what people said. I don't really know what the difference is, but we're gonna stick this Mopar one in here, and let's just take a quick peek at this. And if you can't tell by my terminology, I truly am doing this for the first time, and I'm excited about it. You know, why work on your own truck when you can work on someone else's and learn that way? So there's that. And I know Chief's probably watching anyway and regretting his decision, but it's too late now. I got it in here. So here's a nice looking cam, nice and oiled up so it's not corroded, and it's wrapped up like a nice sub, and that looks pretty tasty right there. So we're going to be installing that. Big moment for me to install a cam, or to be trusted to install a cam. So thank you for letting me work on your truck, and y'all stay tuned, see if we can get this thing in here, get rid of any unwanted sounds, leaks, any bad stuff that could get worse. Now I'm going to clean up the oil underneath this thing, get a pad under there to catch it. I was going to start taking the radiator and cooling everything out, but I want to hear y'all's feedback before I touch this thing. What do y'all think is wrong with this truck? I didn't hear the lifter tick that loud. tonight in the video, but I did hear it earlier during the day when I started it up, and the owners, you know, heard it, knows the oil's gone low because of that leak, and it's a good possibility they got starved of oil and started wearing out, seizing up, whatever actually is the issue. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Should I go through with installing all this stuff? Y'all come back and find out how it goes. Here's some clips I took last week of me getting ready to work out in the shop. You can see it's about 8 o'clock at night. My typical day, go to work at about 7 a.m. and then get home. It depends on the day, honestly, what time I get home, but then play with the kids and help with dinner, or at least distract the kids while my wife cooks. And then I end up helping with bedtime, you know, all that stuff, hanging out with the kids as much as I can, till 7:30 or so, maybe 8 o'clock at night. And then I come out here to the shop and I get whatever I need done for the day. Now, sometimes that's moving a truck just to get ready for the next thing. And you can see I need to steal a battery out of the square body to move something else. And then you'll see it kind of just goes into my ADHD of, oh, I forgot something. And just my typical day bouncing around. So a lot of people think my schedule is pretty crazy that know me. And I figured I'd kind of add that in here. You can see prioritizing the kids' stuff. I end up, you know, kind of backtracking a little bit, moving things around, and then also making time for them. So I kind of just work on the trucks anytime I'm just sitting around doing nothing. It's not usually a set schedule that I'm devoting a lot of time to. So drag the battery over, end up using the van to move most of my stuff, and here I'm just being silly, but having fun with it. You know, I like to make these videos for y'all. Let me know what y'all think of this kind of, you know, overview of what I'm doing and just filming stuff and talking over it. This was something my wife suggested, and I kind of like it. It's kind of peaceful to edit, just showing you all the little steps of, you know, what takes me so long. I can't, you know, do anything because my stuff's in the way, and it's a good problem to have. I have a lot of parts trucks. You know, I have everything I really need to get my trucks done, but I spend a lot of time just prepping, adding gas. I ran out of gas in my gas jug to fill my gas tank because my van's fuel system's all jacked up. So I had to go get more gas since this video, just to do the same thing again today to move the Dodge in here. So always something. This was when I was moving just to cut grass. That's something I find myself doing pretty often. At the end of the day after putting the kids down, before I get to work on my trucks, I'm either cutting the grass, weed whacking, taking out the trash for the week to be out at the road, or just bringing out, you know, dirty diapers, washing dishes, you name it. Try to be extremely helpful because my wife puts up with a lot. You can see me gassing up the old mower here. Craftsman, this thing is tried and true, been around a while. Smokes a little bit, but she gets the job done. So cutting a little bit of grass, but this is something I've done, you know, last week. Did it again tonight prior to working on the Dodge video, and then now it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm editing this video on Thursday night, hoping to put it up on Friday to get a video out for y'all this week. So hope y'all enjoyed. Wanted to just kind of put this stuff out there. I'll let you finish out seeing what I was doing last week, getting ready to work on the trucks. But just to get started working on my trucks on any given night, you see I have maybe an hour's worth of random back and forth stuff I got to do. So y'all bear with me. We're getting progress made. It's slow and steady, but I think it'll totally be worth it, and my kids are enjoying it all along the way because I'm making a lot of time for them and helping out my wife. Thanks again. Y'all stay tuned.